Hello, my name is Eric with Insomnia Garage. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be working on my 240SX project. I met a gentleman over the weekend with a 240SX project that motivated me to in turn work on mine. While chatting, he told me he needed some suspension components, and so I offered to sell him some of mine. The only problem is they're still in the vehicle. So I'm going to take those off, get those prepped and ready for him, and that'll allow me to do a few things. I can clear off my list, can wrench on the 240, and get some things out of the garage. Okay, so I have the car in the air. I have my trusty yoga mat on the ground, air impact, wheels chalked up front on jack stands. We should be fairly ready to go, as we can see the we can see there are the KYB struts in the rear with the Megan Racing springs, and you can tell it's been a hot minute since I've worked on this with all the cobwebs. And like I said, meeting that guy at Cars and Coffees this weekend just really motivated me to get a start on this, and I'll be happy, I think, once we get some good stuff going. So let's get started on these. That is very gross, nice and corroded. We'll be replacing those at some point, but for now, they'll just have to do. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, this won't be too terrible. We've got our bottom bolt here, the two nuts that attach at the top of the assembly, and we should be able to just undo the top two, undo the bottom one, and slide everything out right through the center of the rear upper control arm. I don't think that'll take very long at all, and I think we'll spend the majority of today setting up the ride height, and especially calculating, adjusting the front, because the front looks like it's a four-wheel drive mode at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Well, there it is. It's all tucked up nice and pretty. Looks makes everything else look like doo-doo compared to the new part. Okay, here are the rear side by side. As you can see, out of the box, the coilovers are considerably shorter than your standard spring combo. I'm assuming that's due to shipping constraints. I did not bother measuring like I should have, so probably just gonna have to take a guess. I may take the other sides out, but what's the more important part is that I've got the rears out for the gentleman who would like to buy them, and I can cross them as being installed off my list. Call it semi-installed. You can always adjust the coilovers on the body of the car. It just takes a little bit longer when you do it the way that I've done it, and that'll be okay. If I want to, I can take them off. Taking them off is a 5-minute affair tops, so it won't be that bad. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this other side installed, and we'll be ready to rock. Alright, I want to show just how easy this is from tire on to tire off. My phone will let me record for 10 minutes at the setting I've got it on, and lug nuts are still on. So let's go. 17 millimeter bottom. Going to the top, doing 212s. And time. Okay, we have both sides installed. It went just as easy as I thought it would. Remove your nut on the bottom there, a 17 millimeter. Come up to the top and remove your 212s. Then just pull it out through the center of the upper control arm, assuming you have the factory control arms. Each install takes about 5 minutes. That doesn't include height adjustment, but I'm going to save that for a later day because there's a lot more going on with this car that needs addressed before I go about setting the ride height. What is important though is that I can come over here to my list and I can erase it. Here we go. Rear coilovers off the list. The other reason this was important is this gentleman that I spoke to him on Saturday. It is now Monday, And so I wanted to make sure that all 4 of these were available for him so that he could pick them up whenever it suited him and he wasn't waiting on me. I'm going to wash those up, get them cleaned up, send him a picture, have them ready to go. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead, clean up the wheels and tires. This car has sat on 3 different properties over a period of time of me having it. And so the tires, the whole car really just needs a lot of love. As you can see, the interior is missing. And it needs a lot of love. It's very dirty. So I'm going to spend some time getting it cleaned up, focusing on the things that I can install, and go from there. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to leave the coilovers as they are. There are a lot of other things that need to be done on this car. I need to get it rolling, moving, running, and I have a lot of other projects that need to take place first, so I'm going to focus on those. That way I can get my workbench cleared up and then actually spend some time focusing on this car and getting it operational. But to summarize, the rear coilovers are installed. I was able to sell the KYB struts and Megan springs that were on it from front and rear, and so front and rear coilovers are installed. It's able to sit on its own weight. But the height adjustment and the spring preload, it's not important right now. It needs, there's some other things that take precedence, and so this is where I'm going to end this video. And there will be more for this car to come, but I'm going to focus on a couple of other projects first, and we'll see those on the channel soon too. Thanks.